Let's talk about why we may be seeing reports of why now is not a good time to buy a Quest 2. But also, let's talk about why it still might be perfectly okay to buy that plastic piece of VR beauty. Has there really never been a worse time to buy a Quest 2? Hello there and welcome back to the VRC, and this video is sponsored by me. I'm going to let myself tell you about a book I wrote, but we'll get right into the VR stuff. There's an advert for the book right at the end of the video if you want to see it. It's quite good. So, Quest 2, well done to the intelligent people who didn't click off the video just yet. So why exactly would now be a bad time to buy a Quest 2? Well, there are a few reasons that you may or may not already know. For each reason, I'll talk about my thoughts and why actually it might not be a big problem. You see, in my opinion, whilst now might not be the best time to buy a Quest 2, I don't think it would be a terrible time, and this is why. So you may know the price has gone up recently due to, as Meta say, inflation and increasing costs of parts, or maybe because they've been doing it too cheaply and they're running out of money. I don't know. The base 128GB Quest now comes in at $399, up from $299, with the 256GB model being now sold at $499 and pounds. So yeah, it's more expensive than it's been. Undoubtedly now is a worse time to buy it compared to when it was $299. But buying one now probably isn't as bad as buying the 64GB model for $299 just before it got bumped up to 128GB. Not only did you get left feeling shortchanged, you actually had to put up with a device with much smaller storage space, and due to the ever-increasing size and complexity of VR releases, it leaves you with storage headaches, constantly uninstalling and reinstalling games so you can play new ones. If you buy a 128GB Quest 2 for $399 now, at least you won't have to be paying the price for it for ages. Losing out on £100 definitely sucks, but over a period of time you do kind of forget. Now come on Al, read the room. People are in more debt than ever right now. No, I get it, but if you've spent £400 on a VR headset, I'm hoping you had the money to do so in the first place. If you didn't, then save the money and stop looking at VR toys. Of course, there is the chance the headset could get reduced in price every now and again. Now, if you bought it for $399, but then it went down to $299 on sale, then yes, that would absolutely suck. Maybe wait for a Prime Day on Amazon to see if that happens. To be fair, it used to happen quite a lot with the original Rift. It would be £599, but every now and then get reduced to $499 or $399. So with regards to price, it seems it's still safe to buy the device itself, but maybe wait a little to see if it does get reduced in sales. So what's another reason it's a bad time to buy the Quest 2? Well, we are expecting a Quest Pro this year, codenamed Project Cambria. We've been told by Meta to expect it to be released in 2022. The Quest Pro is looking to be an amazing device, light years ahead of the Quest 2, with colour pass-through, more comfortable form factor, eye tracking, face tracking. Basically, they want to throw the kitchen sink at it. That means give it everything. So, how mad would you be if you bought a £399 Quest just before the Quest Pro got released? Well, not as mad as you'd be if, like me, you got a £399 Quest 1 just before a £299 Quest 2 came out. How bad was that? Spending £400 on something just before a more powerful version comes out for £100 less. And it was a 64GB Quest 1 too, as well. Quest 1 as well. This will not happen with the Quest Pro / Project Cambria. This is going to be an expensive device. I don't know exactly how much, but I wouldn't be surprised if it costs close to $1,000. So you could buy a Quest 2 now if you really need to get into VR right now. If then Cambria comes out and you have the money to buy it, then you know what? Having two VR headsets isn't the worst thing in the world. There are a lot of multiplayer games available right now that are really cool to play in the same room as someone else. Being able to let a family member or a friend use a headset only serves to increase your VR enjoyment and maybe keep you interested for longer. And again, let's face it, if you have the money to spend on a Quest Pro, you probably won't feel too out of pocket having spent the money on a Quest 2. Plus, since so many people won't be able to afford a Quest Pro, you could always sell the Quest 2 on eBay. Just make sure you look after it and wipe it down after you play Thrill of the Fight. So how about the competition of the Quest 2? Well, the Pico Neo 3 is basically ByteDance's version of the Quest 2. Same screen, same processor, but with a better strap and better PC VR integration. And it was the same price as the Quest 2, albeit only available as a 256 gig model for $399, which was the same price as the Quest 2's 256 gig model. But now it's £100 cheaper. By the way, this is the best budget comfortable strap for the Quest 2. Links below, it's great, and it is cheaper than the Meta Elite strap. That's if you need a strap and you've already got a Quest 2. So maybe you could go for the Pico Neo 3 instead. Well, although the Pico is very good, the games library is nowhere near as full as the Quest, and while some games such as Walkabout Mini Golf are cross-platform multiplayer, many aren't, so you could be locked out of playing multiplayer with your friends by owning the less popular device. But how about the Pico Neo 4? People have been talking about that recently, and whilst the Pico 3 is only available in China and Europe, the Pico 4 looks to be getting a launch in the US too. With the massive resources of ByteDance, Meta finally have a proper competitor in the VR space. So maybe you want to hold off on that Quest 2 purchase to see how that pans out. The same things I said about the Pico 3 apply here too. Fewer games, fewer friends, but if the device is a hit, then that could all change pretty quickly. The controllers look great, and the Quest Pro baiting features do look rather tasty. Plus, loads of people seem to hate Facebook, but not TikTok, even though they're basically the same, except one of them has a visible figurehead that people can hate on.
We want to get 1 billion people in virtual reality.
And the final competitor is of course the PSVR 2. Not sure when it's coming out, but when it does, you can be sure that it will sell well, just like the first version did. And being Sony, it's going to have some amazing games. But the thing is, along with getting a PS5 to run it, the price is going to be astronomical. So you end up in the similar situation we talked about with the Quest Pro. Since the device will be so much more expensive, you can still sell the Quest 2, and since it's not a direct replacement, people who aren't interested in spending money on the Quest Pro or paying for a PS5 plus the PSVR 2 will buy your Quest 2. It's not the same as trying to sell a Quest 1 when the Quest 2 came out, although some people did get really lucky and sold their Quest 1 to people who didn't know about the Quest 2 for more than it cost to buy a Quest 2. Imagine being one of those people.
You doing all right? Ah! Damn!
So, has there really never been a worse time to buy a Quest 2? Well, I stand by my opinion that buying a 64 gig Quest 2 just before it got canned and replaced by the 128 gig for the same price was a worse time to buy one than now. Admittedly, right now, this second probably isn't the best time to buy one, but it's really not as bad as it seems. And there will definitely be a worse time to buy one. Obviously, buying a Quest 1 just before the Quest 2 released was worse than if you bought a Quest 2 now, but that was a Quest 1. We are talking about the Quest 2. So when will be the worst time to buy a Quest 2? Well, that would obviously be just before the Quest 3 is released. You may or may not know, Meta's plan is to have a super premium VR device, that would be the Quest Pro, but they still want to have a budget device because
1 billion people in virtual reality.
And when that gets announced and released, that will be the worst time to buy a Quest 2. Well, there's good news and bad news. Good news is that we're not expecting a Quest 3 until 2023, likely October, to capitalise on Christmas, just like the Quest 2 did. If that's true, you have plenty of time to be enjoying the best budget VR device Meta has to offer. The bad news is that we might be wrong and it comes out sooner, like this October. It's unlikely, but it could happen. So what should you do? Well, it really does depend on your situation. If I had no VR headset and wanted to get into VR, I'd get one. It is exactly what I did when I got a Quest 1 for my birthday, not 6 weeks before the leaks of the Quest 2 came out. It was a bit of a bummer, but the Quest 1 stayed relevant for quite a while, and even now is still decent to use and most games work on it. More games that you can get for the Pico Neo right now. But of course, it is down to you. If you only want to buy one headset and money is at a premium, definitely wait to see what happens in the sales. Or check eBay. Plenty of people love VR for a while and then just get bored. The Quest 2 is still a fantastic device, and as developers learn how to utilize its power, games, just as I do through the life of any old console, are getting better and better. If you were to buy a Quest 2 today for $399, then you are getting a fantastic device that may have a few issues, but considering the support it receives, is unquestionable value for money. Just not quite as good value as when it was $299. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Would you buy one right now? If not, what are you going to wait for? If you're still not sure, feel free to ask any questions in the comments too. The advert for my book is coming now. Amazon tell me that 2 people have bought it, which is a shame, as it's pretty good and it even has an original soundtrack. So if you do like to read, stick around for the advert. But anyway, if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. You are the best supporters of this channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more, and thumbs up if the video helped you or entertained you in some way. And if you're still not sure about buying a Quest, the 2 videos linked at the end might help. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. See ya! From the Corkwood High School archives comes Unknown Artist, a story about fame, deception, love and seizing the day, featuring such unknown classics as Red Light, Something to Say, and the unknown hit single To Say Goodbye. Whenever I leave you, it gets so much harder to say goodbye. If you had the chance to change your fate, would you? Yes, I stole that from Brave. When an amazing opportunity presents itself, would you hide in the shadows, or would you become the unknown artist? Into the unknown, I know that we will be just fine. Search Unknown Artist Alex Ford on Amazon. Soundtrack on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and all good streaming services.